Hey guys, sorry, had to kick the pup out, kick the kids back downstairs. So this is only my third attempt now trying to do this video. Tied my flowers for my 29th anniversary. So I'm gonna be hanging these upside down so they can dry. Use them for some really nice bath teas and stuff. Maybe some spell work. Who knows? So hello and welcome, my witches, my crystal sisters. I am Tammy. I am a practicing witch. I've been practicing for about a year now. I actually graduated from witch school here in Ottawa and have a beautiful, amazing, magical community of fellow witches, male, female, in my city and kind of beyond my city now. I had started becoming interested in the craft in my early teens, and just, you know, family member, not only one parent, not having it, so to speak. So obviously being young, living at home, I didn't do it, whatever. And then just, you know, school, work, kids, life, family, you know what I mean? The interest was still always there though, as I was very much drawn to the history of it, the ways, just everything, magic in general, you know, from the moon, the stars, the universe, the sun, you know, the elements, just everything, you know, not kind of realizing then what exactly it all meant. I started, you know, becoming more in tune with my native roots, as my mother is full native, she's full Aboriginal. My father is Scottish and Métis. My mom is, she's pretty in touch with her native culture. Like, she appreciates it, identifies, you know, as a native woman, and very, very proud of it as well. So I I've always appreciated my culture, both my Scottish and my native. But again, just, you know, you get so wrapped up in life and working and raising a family and, you know, other family stuff. You know, you don't really pay attention or focus too much on, like, you know, your history and your traditions and things like that, other than your basic, you know, Christmas and all that stuff, right? So when I was coming into my late 30s, I really just started being pulled more towards my culture and, you know, the earth and the moon and the stars and, you know, the different elements. And I wasn't quite sure exactly what it was. And then I came across a webpage on Facebook for Witches School, and it kept popping up. But when it would pop up, it would actually freeze on my phone. Like, it wouldn't let me exit out of it. And I was like, what the hell? And so I was like, you know, it's got to be a sign for something. So long story short, I ended up contacting the lady that runs the school and went to the school for a year. I started May of 2019, went all the way through to the following year till 2021, and I'm now an alumni, so I'm very much a part of the community, as well as other students that are now kind of in Witch School and about to be graduating, and so I'm always there to help them if they need be, and stuff like that. So I'm very much a part of my community. I have a huge community of fellow witches, male and female, and I appreciate each and every one of them, and we always end up getting more and more as we grow, we weave that web, so to speak, and I'm so grateful and have so much gratitude for where my life is right now and the people that I have come across since I've been on this path. So I decided to start a YouTube channel. At first it was just for unboxings. So on my channel, you will see me doing witchy subscription unboxes. I have 3 that I do, because they are expensive, and I've got a family and stuff, like I can't afford to have 20 different boxes. So I have the Witch's Moon, which is from the USA. I have the Witch's Casket. Yes, Witch's Casket, sorry. Which is from the UK. And I did have a Canadian box, Hegswag. I actually just canceled that subscription. So my last box for Hegswag will be next month for April, and then I won't have that box anymore. I've been getting the box since September. September was my first month, and just for the price, it's I think like $65 or $69, something like that. I really started kind of doing the research of the items in there, and the more I looked at other unboxings and other subscription boxes, whether they were witchy or not. The whole idea of having a subscription box is I'm trying to think the product that's inside. So the value of the product inside should be more than the subscription box itself. So like, let's say, you pay $70 for the subscription box, or $50 for the subscription. Let's say you pay $50 for the subscription box. There should be at least a, $70 to $75 value inside the box. That's the whole reason people get the subscription boxes, right? Is, you want to make sure that the value of the contents inside the box, if you were to buy them singularly, would come up to more than what you're paying for the subscription box, right? At least from what I see other YouTubers talking about subscription boxes and stuff like that. And I just, I kind of sat there and looked back from, September straight through, and then pricing things, I know somebody who owns a shop, and just, looking at other things, and I wasn't seeing a $70 value in the boxes. Do you know what I mean? So I kept hanging on to the box, hoping that, there would be more content in the box. Maybe, like something, to help with our practice, other than kind of it was just kind of always the same things, a bath salt, a crystal, a herb. And then we got a bell, which was nice because it was an altar tool. And it, like, that's it, you know, a candle, an oil, sometimes an oil and a spray. It wasn't, and then like an incense, but it's an incense like I can buy anywhere. Like, there just wasn't really anything standing out, but I kept keeping the box, hoping that it would change. Especially, you know, obviously because I want to support my Canadian subscription boxes, but I'm not seeing the value, you know, for me here, you know. So I reached out to another subscription box that originally was not delivering or shipping, I should say, here in Canada. And I had sent her a message on Cratejoy, you know, asking if possibly maybe in the near future she may be shipping out to Canada. And amazing lady, Gayla, I believe is her name. Her subscription box is the Intentional Witch, I believe it's called. I've seen a few of her boxes. January, February, and March's box. So just the three that's all I could find on YouTube. Amazing boxes. Love the boxes. You know, they're very personable, and it really caught my eye, and I was like, man, it's a shame she doesn't deliver to Canada. And she actually emailed me back and messaged me on Cratejoy, and, you know, thanked me for kind of pushing her to kind of dig further and investigate further to find a way to ship subscription boxes to Canada. Because I guess when she had kind of looked at it a bit, it was like $30 or $40 to try and ship it, which is ridiculous. She's like, you know what I mean? That's not really worth. I don't mind paying an extra $10 for shipping. That's reasonable, because even here in Canada, sometimes you have to pay for your shipping, right? So, yeah, so she sent me a message, and she's like, yeah, I actually, you know, I found a way to be able to ship. So you should be able to order your box. So I'm very excited, guys. We have a new subscription box. I'll talk more about it when I actually get the box. And then obviously I'll put all the links down below when I have the box and we do the unboxing for it. What I really like about this one, this particular subscription box, is you choose your intention, which is really neat. So my first box, I chose the intention for intuition, you know, but they have so many different intentions you can choose from: self-love, love, abundance, how, like, there's a whole bunch. And I think there was something about the chakras, like there was just like a whole bunch. So I was really, really, really excited. And yeah, so we will talk more about that when the box actually comes. It was shipped out today, so hopefully within the next week to 2 weeks, fingers crossing, I should have it. So we'll have a brand new subscription box, which I'm very excited for. So yes, so today, or I should say tonight, I thought we would do kind of like a second series on a few crystals. I have quite a few crystals. I have a pretty large collection of crystals that were gifted to me, and then some I have bought kind of over the past year. I started writing out some of the information, so you'll kind of see me kind of looking over here reading. There's some that I didn't write information out, as I believe I have carpal tunnel starting, and I'm a full-time cashier on top of it, so my wrist is kind of bothering me a little bit, and probably because of the weather too. So the rest of them I'll actually be looking in my book for the information, just so I, you know, can give you all the information, you know. So today, we'll be talking about 8 different crystals. Trying to do them, you know, like 5 to 8 crystals at a time. That way it's not overwhelming. And obviously have our cup of tea, right? Which I'm drinking a beautiful, yummy, spicy chai. Extra chai too at that. So it's like an extra spice. So today the crystals we'll be talking about is yellow calcite, unakite, angelite, subterranean, I believe that's how you pronounce it. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing it right. Green aventurine, celestite, spirit quartz, and sodalite. I did get some new crystals, which at some point we'll get into those and talk about those as well. So yellow calcite. This is yellow calcite. I have a small one somewhere. I'm not sure where it is, because I've got small ones up here on my moon shelf. I have a beautiful little witchy box down here that's got some small ones. I do have a couple of small ones floating around here somewhere. But I just, because this one is a bigger piece, so I figured it'd be better for the camera. So this is yellow calcite. It's a great eliminator and stimulates the will. Its energy, especially as an elixir, is uplifting. It enhances meditation, inducing a deep state of relaxation and spirituality, and linking to the highest source of spiritual guidance. It stimulates the higher mind. Use at the crown and solar plexus chakras. Golden calcite has an extremely expensive energy. So when you look at it, it'll say yellow, and then it'll say / golden calcite. I've looked in a few crystal books and they've kind of all said the same thing. So it has an extremely expensive energy. It's, you know, if you really need that boost of energy, you know, this is another good crystal to use for that. Obviously, citrine is another one that's good, but we talked about that one in the first segment. Unakite. Sorry, my leg. Unakite is this beautiful one here. I have another piece somewhere. I've got a few pieces somewhere. And I think, excuse me. Yeah, I have another piece somewhere. I'm not sure where it is. I have 2 different altars here. So I have one that's kind of beside my camera, like my tripod, and a little bit further down. So I think it's probably down there. But unakite is a stone of vision. It balances emotions with spirituality. Placed on the third eye, it opens it and promotes visualization and psychic visions. So if you have like a really busy mind and you have a hard time with visualization, which when you're doing like a guided meditation, a lot of the times the person that's doing the guided meditation, you know, will tell you, you know, close your eyes and visualize yourself, or visualize the light coming, and you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And some people, especially like if someone has like ADHD or, you know, any type of like hyperactivity, or like their brain is just really, really busy, they'll actually have a really hard time focusing and settling their mind down enough that they can actually do that visualization work. So this crystal will actually, it will help you. And I have, I have used this. I mean, sometimes I have so many things, running through my mind that sometimes I actually don't even sleep very well. It feels like I never even slept. And I've been trying to get into the habit of meditating at night before I go to bed, as well as trying to read more at night before I go to bed. So this really, I've worked with it a few times, just to try and settle my mind enough that, when I'm listening to the guided meditation with my headphones, that I can actually do the visualization work along with the meditation. Do you know what I mean? This stone also provides grounding when it is needed and can be useful after meditation or psychic work. Place in the environment either as a large piece or several small tumbled stones in a bowl. Unakite brings calm, gentle energy and can negate the effects of electromagnetic pollution from TVs, TV sets, your laptops, cell phones, things like that, because they do give off a electromagnetic, like, pollutant, so to speak. So if you have a few of these in your room, it'll absorb that, and then you just, you have to re-cleanse your crystals, pure, often, just to keep them fresh, so to speak, right? It also facilitates rebirthing, bringing to light and integrating insights from the past about the cause of blockages and gently releasing conditions that inhibit spiritual and psychological growth. So basically, if you have like a blockage psychologically, where you only grow so far spiritually and stuff like that, and you're like awakening, so to speak, it only goes so far, and then it's like you hit a plateau, and you can feel when you have a blockage. Once you start kind of following this path and doing that energy work, with yourself and with the universe and with the elements and crystals and like all of that, you can feel, as you're doing the work and as you're walking that path, you can feel yourself getting lighter and lighter, and you pay more attention to things, before COVID, when I would be walking to the bus stop to take the bus to work, I would walk and I would listen to the wind, listen to the breeze, listen to the trees, with the wind kind of brushing on the tree. And it's all music. You just, you pay attention to so much more as you start walking down this path, and you want to do more, and you want to reach your higher self, and you want to be, just like fully plugged in to like everything, your spirit guides and your spirit animal and your ancestors, and the energy of the earth and the energy of the universe, of the moon, of the sun, of like the planet, like just everything. But you feel like there's a blockage, and I actually felt it. And it was when we were doing like a deep meditation and deep trance work. And I would be able to slow my heart rate down really, really low and like steady and relaxed. And I could literally feel myself, like it was as if I was going through my bed and just like getting heavier and heavier and heavier. And then as my body was getting heavier and heavier, I felt my inside, like my spirit, get lighter and lighter and lighter. And it was almost like I was literally like, I was right there. I was right there, and I could feel myself like literally just floating above my body. And it was literally like somebody reached in my chest and yanked me back in. And I could feel, like physically feel, being pulled in my chest. And I was getting frustrated because I was like, for Pete's sakes, like, you can't tease me like that, you know, like I'm right there, like I can feel it. It's like at my fingertips. And then it gets just like, I get pulled out of it. And I remember talking to my crone about it. As we do witch school, we're each assigned a crone who did witch school previously. And it's basically like a mentor, you know, so if you have questions or need guidance, they're there for you, right? And I remember talking to my crone about it and explaining it to her, and she said, yeah, she goes, it's just because you're not ready yet. You're not quite there yet. And then finally it happened, and like I had like full outer body experience without me being asleep. I do have outer body experiences and astral project quite often in my sleep. But like I'm sleeping. Do you know what I mean? Like this is different. Like I'm not sleeping, I'm meditating. And I know when I am aware that I am meditating, so I am technically awake, right? And I actually used this crystal. I had a small one, and I would put it on my my third eye, and I would work with it. And then I had a few other smaller crystals that I would work with, and that's when I really started working with crystals. And when I go purchase my crystals, I don't go purchase my crystals with like an intent of like, okay, so today we're going to buy some amethyst, and we're going to buy some hematite and some black tourmaline. And I don't. I go in, I look, sometimes I buy some, and sometimes I walk out and I leave. And I go with whatever my intuition tells me to buy. And it's 9 out of 10 is because at some point in the future, I need those crystals, because I'll be working with them either for myself or for someone else that I know. So that's how I buy my crystals. But this crystal, Unakite, it's such an amazing, I mean, they're all amazing. And I mean, I'll say that about every single one of them. But I mean, if you could have one crystal to really like meditate and help, it is this one, the Euconite. You know, there's a few, but like if that's the only one you have, that's fine. It's really good. It really helped me. And it helped me to, you know, move those blockages that I had out, you know. It is also helpful in past life healing, for going back to the source of a problem and reframing it. Unakite can be placed on the third eye for this purpose. Disease arises in the far or near past. This stone stone reaches the root cause of it. Whatever the level it occurs, bring it to the surface so that it can be transformed. It's an amazing crystal, and it, you know, I didn't have a lot of crystals when I first really started. You know, I had like your, I guess, common ones, you know, your rose quartz and your amethyst, and I had hematite, my hematite ring. I think I had a black tourmaline. I didn't have a lot, and I had just like a small little tumble one about that big. And I started really working with it, and I was doing my research for my crystals, and so I started working with that one a lot. So so the next one is Angelite. I'm just going to go on my book just so I can get all the information for it for you guys. Like I said, I normally write these down, but my wrist was kind of really starting to act up last night. So, okay, 15. All right, so this is, sorry guys, this is Angelite. So I have a sphere one. I believe I have a small one again, somewhere. So it's a, Angelite is, there's stones of awareness, for like the new age. It represents peace, brotherhood. As the name suggests, Angelite facilitates conscious contact with the angelic realm. It enhances telepathic communication and enables out-of-body journey. You know, the further you get into, or like on this path, your path, not everybody, you know, likes to do the whole outer body experience and like spiritual journaling and astral projecting, you know, astral journeying. You know, some people get really freaked out about it. But if it is something that you are interested in doing and trying to do and be able to kind of work and do that, this is one of, there's a few crystals that are really good for that. This is one of them, Angelite. When I do where like, that's my, I guess, intent, to do a meditation, because I want to do journeying and I want to astral project. This is one of the crystals that I have around me. I'll have a few crystals actually around me on my bed, which is why when I am doing my meditation, I do all my witch work in my bedroom. I have my door closed. I have my door locked, you know, like nobody else is in my room but myself. And I have a few crystals that I have kind of surrounding me. Then I have a few crystals that I kind of place on me in specific area, like chakra areas, for when I'm doing that. This is one of them that I do work with if that is what I am focusing on. I'm just kind of powering through this. Yeah, Angelite take place. Angelite is, it's also a powerful stone for healers because it deepens attunement and heightens perception. So if you're a healer, it's a good crystal for you as well. It also provides protection from the environment or the body, especially when taken as an elixir. Angelite is formed from celestite, I believe is how you pronounce it, which that is another crystal that we will be talking about, that has been compressed over millions of years, and it shares many properties with that stone. So basically they have a lot of similar properties, the two stones, because this one is made from that stone. It's just like a natural environmental kind of process, you know, over millions of years, and it just gets compounded and it comes out like a different shape, and it's a little bit of a darker color, like a deeper color, so to speak, than the other one. Psychologically, angel light helps you speak your truth, whatever it may be. It also helps for you to be more compassionate, more accepting, especially over things that you have no control of, like that you can't change. I have a few stones that I was working with when I was trying to like you know, not get over, but like realize like, okay, we need to stop continuously stressing about this particular person and that particular person, because it's out of our hands. We can't control, you know, how they want to be and who they are. And, you know, even though, you know, we know it's not, it's not very nice of like, you know, how they're treating people or how they're treating you, like myself, you know, and things like that. But like, I really needed to kind of take a step back and reevaluate and be like, okay, we can't change this and we can't change that person. You know, we need to let go and accept the things that we cannot change. And, you know, the quicker you can accept the things that you cannot change and accept the people that you cannot change, or, you know, help guide, whatever, the further we can grow, you know. And it's hard because it's, for me, it was family, right? And I'm kind of old school in the sense of like, your family is your family, like that's it, that's all, you know. And I really had to kind of reevaluate how I looked at family and how I looked at, you know, certain family members and how they treated me. And, you know, even as adults, we're always learning, and sometimes we'll learn from somebody younger. Just because they're younger doesn't mean, you know, they're less knowledgeable, you know. And it was my daughters who both were kind of like, Mom, no, you need to wake up. You need to wake up. You need to, you know, stop being like old school in the sense of, well, your family is your family. You know, if, yes, your family is your family and you're supposed to be there for your family, but at the same time, your family is also supposed to be there for you, you know. And these particular family members were never there for me. And one in particular, like pretty much my whole entire life, you know. So I really had to like reevaluate my life and the way I thought for that reason, you know. And I think that was a huge part of like what was always kind of holding me back from like furthering down my journey and furthering down my path and you know, getting rid of that blockage. So I worked with this, and again, I had a small little piece. I didn't have a big piece, and it really helped me with that. It alleviates psychological pain and counteracts cruelty. Mentally, angel light has been used to enhance astrological understanding, and to bring deeper understanding of mathematics. I don't know about that one. I've never worked for it for that. It also facilitates telepathic contact between minds. Spiritually, angel light is filled with compassion. It transmutes pain and disorder into wholeness and healing, opening the way for spiritual inspiration. It creates a deep feeling of peace and tranquility. It helps connect to the universal knowledge and raises awareness. Angel light facilitates the rebirthing process, stimulates healing, and opens psychic channeling. Sorry. Again, I have a set of crystals that I work with when I'm doing any kind of divination. I have a whole process that I do for when I am doing card readings. I do a bit of a meditation first. I do a little bit of a grounding. I have specific crystals that I use that I have set out and that I kind of touch, you know, and hold. And then I like to cast my circle. I like to call in my, call in the directions. I work with Hecate quite frequently, quite often. I will call her, ask her to be with me and to guide with me. I work with my ancestors and my spirit guides and my spirit animals as well as I'm doing my reading. You know, I open myself up to those spirits, you know, so they can work with me as I do my readings. And I've done a few readings outside of my home, and every single person has always come back and told me, oh my God, like, you hit the nail on the head. Like, you were just bang on. Thank you. You know, so it's a process that I do, you know, for when I'm doing a reading, and which is why I like to do my readings at home for that reason. Do you know what I mean? So, so the book that I have here, it's an amazing book. I really like it. This is a book that I get my information from, guys. They give you a healing aspect to these crystals as well. So this one, for Angel Light, it says, applied to the feet, Angel Light unblocks meridians and energetic pathways. It resonates with the throat, alleviating inflammation and balancing the thyroid and the parathyroids. This soothing stone repairs tissue and blood vessels, balancing the fluids within the physical body, and can act as a diuretic. It is useful in weight control and relates particularly to the lungs and arms. Angel Light can cool the pain of a sunburn at a subtle level. Angel Light balances the physical body with the etheric realms. And it just says hold or place on the body as appropriate. So, you know, if you're working with, like, you know, third eye area, you would kind of put it up here. But yeah, this book is really interesting when you're reading it. Now, generally when I write down the information for the crystals, I write down more of the magical aspects of the crystals, just because for me, that's the experiences that I've had with them, is like for like emotional, spiritual aspects, right? Like actual physical health, I've never thought to use them. I use crystals more for spiritual and, you know, magical properties, and, you know, other realm properties, and dream and universe, you know, that kind of thing, right? So our next one is Septurian, I believe is how you pronounce it, which is this beautiful one here. I love it. Like, this kind of reminds me almost like a little cheetah type thing, but it's a beautiful, beautiful crystal. This is the only one that I have of this one, actually. It's just the sphere. And if I remember correctly, I think it was grounding. Sorry, it's been a while since I've looked up the information for these guys. I kind of... when I first got my book, I looked up like all the crystals that I have, and then, you know, you look them up, and then you I don't know about you guys, but I know me, like, I can only store so much information in my head. So I don't want to give you guys wrong information. So okay, so I just want to make sure. Oh, why are you sticking? Sorry, I got 2 pages that are sticking and don't want to unstick. Thank you. Okay. So, serpentine is an earthing stone that aids meditation and spiritual exploration, clearing the chakras and stimulating the crown chakra. It opens psychic abilities and helps you to understand the spiritual basis of life. This stone opens new pathways for the Kundalini, I believe I'm pronouncing it right, energy to rise. It assists the retrieval of wisdom and regains memory of past lives. It corrects mental and emotional imbalances and assists in conscious direction of healing energy toward problem areas. Physically, serpentine is extremely cleansing and detoxifying for the body and blood. It is said to ensure longevity. Serpentine eliminates parasites, aids calcium and magnesium absorption, and treats hypoglycemia and diabetes. That's like the healing aspects. That's what it says in here. Like I said, I've never worked for like any kind of medical thing like that. So, I mean, it's always good to see your doctor, guys. So, then there's one here for a light green. serpentine. It's a gentle, tender, nurtured stone. So it's got a little bit of different properties for that. So I'm guessing for this one, there's different colors. There's red, green, brown, red, which this one is like a brown and red. Brown and yellow, black and green and white. So this one, it's brown, and then it has like a whitish kind of cream colored-ish, and then it's got like some red in it. So that's that one. And then we'll be talking about green aventurine, which I have worked with. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that it's alrighty. Oh, it's gonna be under here, that's right. Because I know you're in here, but I think it was under something else. That's why. There we go, 73. It was under just aventurine because I believe there's more than one, like there's different colors, so to speak. Yeah, there's green, blue, red, brown, peach, which I do have a peach aventurine, which I think we talked about it in our other one. Give me a sec. I'm just gonna go back to my notes here, guys, and see. Oh, no, we didn't. So I do have a peach aventurine. There it is. Sorry. So since we have it, we'll just do both. So next is green aventurine. So this is green aventurine. I have a point. And then I also have this lighter color green aventurine in a sphere. And I also have a chunk of raw peach aventurine as well. I'm curious to see. I know what the properties are for the green one. And I believe and this one doesn't give for the peach one, but they show peach aventurine raw here, and they show the red one, but they don't. Alrighty, well, aventurine itself, it's a positive stone of prosperity. It has a strong connection to the Devic kingdom. It is used to grid gardens or houses against geopathic stress. Wearing aventurine absorbs electromagnetic smog and protects against environmental pollution. Taped to a cell phone, it acts as a protection against its emanations. This crystal diffuses negative situations and turns them around. Psychologically, aventurine reinforces leadership qualities and decisiveness, promotes compassion, empathy, and encourages perseverance. It takes you back into the past to find sources of disease. The stone relieves stammers and severe neurosis, bringing understanding of what lies behind the conditions. Aventurine stabilizes one's state of mind, stimulates perception, and enhances creativity. It's also, the stone brings together the intellectual and emotional bodies, calms anger and irritation, stimulates emotional recovery, enables living within one's own heart. Physically, aventurine promotes a feeling of well-being, regulates growth from birth to 7 years, it balances male-female energy and encourages regeneration of the heart. Spiritually, aventurine protects the heart chakra, guarding against psychic vampirism of heart energy. And then down here for green aventurine, it is a comforter and heart healer and general harmonizer, protecting the heart. It brings things back into control and is used in malignant conditions. It settles nausea and dissolves negative emotions and thoughts. An all-around healer, bringing in well-being and emotional calm. So, and I'll look for, I know I have peach aventurine written down in one of my other books. When I do like a third segment of, you know, crystal, you know, our tea and crystal talk, I'll include the information for the peach aventurine. I was literally only thinking of the green one. So celestite, like we said, remember it was part of the angelite. I have a raw piece of celestite, and I apologize if I'm not saying it properly, so don't freak out in my comments down below. People pronounce things differently, so and then I have a small little sphere of the same one. Celestite, I think is how you say it. Anyways, whatever. I actually rest my tarot cards on that. So I have a couple of crystals that I kind of have around and on top of my cards. So this crystal, celestite, it's a high vibration crystal. It's a teacher for New Age. It is imbued with divine energies, takes you into the infinite peace of the spiritual and contacts the angelic realms. It jumpstarts spiritual development and urges you toward enlightenment. It is a useful stone for stimulating clairvoyant communication, dream recall, and journeyings out of the body. It's a crystal that promotes purity of the heart and attracts good fortune. It heals the aura and reveals truth. It is the stone that brings balance and enlightenment. The deep peace it holds assists in conflict resolution and in maintaining a harmonious atmosphere in times of stress. Celestite can improve dysfunctional relationships by opening a space for peaceful negotiation. Celestite is a creative stone, especially useful for the arts. Psychologically, celestite imparts gentle strength and enormous inner peace, despite urging toward greater openness to new experiences. Okay. It is a teacher of trust and the infinite wisdom of the divine. With its calming effect, celestite can cool fiery emotions. So if you're a type of person that goes from 0 to 1,000 real quick, carrying a piece of this on you, either as a jewelry, a ring, or even just in your bra or your pocket, it would be good for you. Mentally, celestite calms and sharpens the mind, dispersing worries and promoting mental clarity and fluent communication. It aids the analysis of complex ideas. This stone synthesizes intellect with instinct and promotes mental balance. Placed on the third eye, celestite opens a connection to the universal energies. It brings a vision of peaceful coexistence with the whole of creations and holds the possibility of total harmony. Place as appropriate for use for meditation and scrying. A large piece of selenite placed within a room heightens the vibrations in that room. Do not place in direct sunlight, as color will fade, which that's why it's kind of over here. It's, like I said, this is another crystal that I work with quite frequently when I'm meditating, especially for clairvoyance, as I am a clairvoyant. I think about the only one that I don't have is where I forget the actual I guess terminology for it, is when you either touch someone or touch something that belonged to someone and you see. I don't have that. Mine is I have audio, so sometimes I will hear like I'll hear things. I know it sounds like I'm going cuckoo, but it's almost like somebody is telling me something in my ear. It doesn't happen very often, but it has happened to me before. I get a lot in dreams. I have a lot that comes through my dreams. Sometimes even when I'm daydreaming. It was really, really strong when I was younger. Actually, as a little kid, kind of growing up, it was kind of put under as night terrors, because I would always be seeing these people in my dreams, and sometimes they were quite frightening, like where like they kind of, look like demons, but they were spirits, and some of them were nice spirits, some of them were not very nice spirits. And being so little, like I can remember all the way back as far as like a year and a half, 2 years old. And having so many night terrors, like I was seeing a doctor for it. My mom had brought me to the doctors for it, and because like I would never get like a full night's sleep because of it, I would always end up in my mom's bed, or but I would be screaming in my sleep, sometimes to the point I've had a few times where I've actually ended up wetting myself as a little tiny girl, you know, because it was just so frightening. And it was always just put under as night terrors and she'll outgrow it. And I actually had them right up till I was about 14, 15. They kind of started dissipating as I kind of came into my 20s and like my mid 20s, you know, and then I was just kind of like, oh my God, why, you know, and now I'm just kind of like, man, like I wish, you know, I wish I would have had somebody that knew exactly what it was that I had and the gifts that I had, and helped me learn to work with them and control them and manage them, you know, because my daughter, my second oldest daughter, has the same gifts, and I believe so does my son. And you know, so I try very hard to kind of work with them, because you know, you don't ever lose those gifts. They go dormant, is how it was explained to me by one of my sisters in my community. You know, you don't lose the gift. You never lose the gift. It just goes dormant. You know, and it can go dormant for many, many years. And then all of a sudden something will happen and it kind of comes back full force. Mine kind of comes back, you know, when, you know, something serious is happening. Do you know what I mean? It's not like before where it was like every time I closed my eyes, I never knew, you know, what was going to be there, you know? Now it's just more of like something serious, you know? And I have been working more to bring that out and open up more. And it has kind of, you know, opened more. Like my intuition, I've always had a very strong intuition, but now it's extremely heightened. You know, it's to the point where if I'm in a room and there's a bunch of different emotions going on, and because I am an empath, I feel every single emotion, and it's like a roller coaster for me. And sometimes, you know, it can be a little hard for me to control it, and then I have to really kind of get in my head and be like, okay, girl, you got this. We can't be acting like a mess here because people are just gonna think you're crazy. So we got to get our stuff together, you know. I also have for taste. It's taste and smell. I forget what they call it. There's a specific name for it. I think for the audio, it's I can't remember how they say it. But there's one for like touch sensation. So when you touch something of someone, you get visions. There's one for the audio. There's one for sight, like dreaming. You get visions in your dream, or if you daydream. Then there's taste and smell, and I think there was another one. I have had taste and smell. We did a Samhain ritual before, I would have been October 2019, so 2 years ago. We did a Samhain ritual in our community, and I was calling in the directions for it. It was my very first ritual that I'd ever been to, let alone even be a part of. And there was probably about 45 or 50 people there. And there was a grounding exercise. I'm pretty sure it was a grounding exercise that we did. Anyways, there was drumming and stuff like that. And we had to close our eyes, and we were kind of looking up, and we were just kind of spinning around and dancing around and just kind of feeling everything. And it was such a heavy grounding exercise. I saw my grandmother. I smelt this powder that she used to wear. It was from Avon. It came in this plastic container about this big with this huge round powder puff thing. And man, I remember her taking that out and she puff, 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 you know, all over. And it was just this strong perfumey smell. And I got that whiff of that. And then it was, I got a whiff of cigarette, which, and like cigar, which was one of my uncle's. Then I got this, like my mouth, like I literally just took a swig of beer, and I don't drink beer. I hate beer. I despise beer. It tastes like horse piss to me. No disrespect to anybody who drinks it. My husband drinks it every so often. I don't like it. And it's that salty taste, and that's literally all I could taste in my mouth. And my my uncle, one of my uncles that passed away, that's all he drank. He drank 50 Labatt's 50, I think is what it was called. It was what it's called. It's from the time I can remember, pretty much till the day he died. That's what he drank, you know. And my other uncle was wine. And then it was just, so I was getting all these tastes and scents in my mouth. And then I had this huge, bright white light that came, and I didn't recognize the light, but at the same time I knew who the light was. And I had just lost a cousin of mine. We had never met. It's my cousin and his wife, who's my cousin through marriage, my cousin Jane. It was their son, their middle son, had just gotten hit by a car that June, I believe it was, May, June of that year. And this was just like a few months later, right? Because this is October. It was a hit and run, and they didn't have the person who hit their son, and the son passed away. And I had never met any of them. They live further out, and long story. But I knew it was him. I don't know how, but I knew, and I felt it. And that light, which for me, it was him, just said, you know, let her know I'm okay. And I was like, what the hell? What? And there was nobody around me, you know, because everybody had their little sections. Like, there was nobody around me. There was nothing. And I remember calling my cousin Jean the next day. And I was like, listen, I'm going to tell you something. And I mean, I hope you don't think I'm crazy, but I need to tell you this. And I told her, and, you know, obviously she kind of broke down and cried because it was her son. And she was like, okay. She's like, thank you. She's like, no, that was him. She's like, you know, and I was like, I didn't see a face. It was the energy is what I felt. And I felt that it was him, you know? So as I had been working to strengthen my gift and bring it out more, this crystal, I actually work with quite frequently. That's why this crystal is actually right here by my bed. I have a few crystals that stay right here by my bed, is for that purpose. This is one of them. This is actually the spot right here for it. My cards kind of sit on it. It's just, it's such an amazing, I know I keep saying that about all the crystals, but crystals in general, they're amazing. I love them. So the next one is spirit quartz. I have two little chunks here. I have this one, and it's like a really light purple, like a lilac, you know, but it's so beautiful. I have that piece, and then I have this piece here, and these ones are raw, as you can see. They're raw. I have actually never heard of this crystal until I got it. It was gifted to me. And I was like, this thing, like, it almost looks like a sea kind of creature, like it belongs in the ocean, you know, just because of how it looks. For me, that's what it reminds me of, right? Where is it? I know I have it in here. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to... I knew it's in here, and for some reason I'm not seeing it. Sorry, for some reason this thing's not like in order. Well, I'm just gonna turn to the S's because I know it's in here because I remember seeing it. Okay, do. Yeah, this book, like some of them for some reason, there we go. Let me see. Sorry guys, but I know it's in here. Well, that's really weird. Because I know I've seen it in here because I remember reading it. So I'm just wondering if maybe because it's actually under another name of a crystal, which happens. Oh, and of course I can't find my other, maybe it was in the front here, because there is some in the front here. But I know I seen it in here because I remember reading it. I know it was very good for like doing spiritual work and obviously spirit crystal. But I remember reading it in here. Oh, you know what? I'm wondering. Spirit quartz. I think I know why. I think it's under quartz. I know I seen it under something because I remember reading it. Sorry, guys. 244. I think that's what it was. Because I remember coming through. I remember coming across it. Okay, yeah. I think that's what it was. Rose quartz, phantom quartz. Yeah, it's in with all the quartz, so just give me a sec. I just gotta find it. I need to buy little sticky note thingies, you know. Okay, quartz. This is all. Okay, so this is all quartz. Tibetan quartz, Baccarin laterite made. Wow. Watch, you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna end up finding it after the video. Snow quartz, terminated quartz. Well, guys, I'm gonna have to come back to that one because I don't want to give you guys the wrong information, but I did have it, which is really weird, and I could have sworn it was in that book. I don't think it's in this one, but 32. Maybe it was. Yeah. I apologize for that, guys. I know it's in one of these books, and I'm not understanding why I'm not finding it. Well, I will have to sit and really look for this one, but this is a spirit quartz. Anyways, guys, I mean, you guys can find the information online as well. And I do have it written down somewhere, but I couldn't find that particular book for some reason. But I was like, I'll look in my crystal book because I know I seen it in my crystal Bible. So it's really kind of throwing me off that I can't find it. Yeah. So the last one that we'll be talking about is sodalite. So I have a tumbled sodalite here. And then I also have a rough sodalite here. That's really puzzles me that I can't find. And I was looking at it last night because last night my wrist really cramped really bad, so I couldn't finish writing everything else out. And I really wanted to, you know, do a video for crystals, you know, a little, you know, a second one. And so I was like, okay, well, I have them all here, so I'll just, you know, look them up and kind of read them from the book instead of kind of rewriting everything. And I remember seeing it in here, and now I don't understand why. Yeah. It's so weird. All right. Well, anyways, on to sodalite 271. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually turn my laptop on because it's actually bothering me, and I don't like leaving you guys kind of hanging for the properties for this one. So I'm going to talk about the sodalite, and then I'm going to turn my laptop on here and see what I can get, because that's actually really bothering me that I can't seem to find this. So sodalite, there's only one color, it's blue. It'll be like a molted, like dark and light blue with white. Off a lot of the times it's tumbled. Like I said, this is my tumbled one, which you can see kind of the white and dark blue in it, and then the lighter blue. When it's raw, you don't see it as much, but I mean, you can still see some of the white in the raw piece and the different shades of blue. Give me one sec. I'm just gonna log into my laptop here because that's really bothering me that I can't find the information in my book when I know it's there, because I remember seeing it there last night. You know the saying, you know. So I'll wait for that to kind of pop up. So sodalite, it unites logic with intuition and open spiritual perception, bringing information from the higher mind down to the physical level. Give me one sec. I'm just gonna just want to at least pull it up. So, so I have it here. Okay, so I have it ready here. We will finish with sodalite, and I have spirit quartz ready right here for you guys. I apologize, guys. Like I said, I really wanted to get this video out tonight, and I know I've seen it in my book, and I don't know why I can't find it now. So I'm just quicker with the laptop. So, which I do have a lot of my crystal information on my laptop. As I said, writing, sometimes it bothers my wrist, so I'll type it out really quick on here. So yeah, so bringing information from higher mind down to physical level. This stone stimulates the pineal gland and the third eye and deepens meditation. When in sodalite enhanced meditation, the mind can be used to understand the circumstances in which you find yourself. This stone instills drive for truth and an urge toward idealism, making it possible to remain true to yourself and stand up for yourself and your beliefs. It clears electromagnetic pollutions. So there's quite a few crystals that will help clear electromagnetic pollutions and impurities and stuff. So I mean, that in itself is a good idea for you to carry those crystals, you know, because I mean, we're out, you know, power lines, and there's TVs everywhere. There's, do you know what I mean? So those crystals will absorb that. And as long as you, you know, cleanse your crystals regularly to keep those crystals, you know, clean slate, so to speak, so they're ready for the next day, or, you know, whatever, you're good to go. It's helpful for people who are sensitive to sick building syndrome or to electromagnetic smog. There are some people, I have known people, you know, in my past, so to speak, past colleagues, you know, like when I worked in the mall and stuff, and working in front of a computer all the time, you know, because the caches, a lot of the caches in the malls are computers. They were very sensitive to them. So a lot of the times I would end up being on cache for that reason, right? So if you're like that and you work in front of a computer, this crystal would actually really help you for that. There's a few crystals that help for that. It's this particular stone is good for group work. It brings harmony and solidarity of purpose. It stimulates trust and companionship between members of the group, encouraging interdependence. So if you're doing a lot of group work and things like that, this is really good to have. I know for my community that I'm a part of, we're part of Around the Goddess, where the weavers, so we're like I guess like a second attachment to it. Before COVID, we would do our meetings together to start our planning for the next Sabbath, and the next activities in the community and things like that. And I would actually I carry my crystals in my bra. Anybody that knows me knows that. I would carry one of these in my bra, the sodalite, and it really, for me, I found it really helped with you know, our group sessions and just like the discussions and getting the ideas out. And, you know, I had kind of a few that I would carry together, and each of their properties would kind of work with me, you know, at that meeting, you know. It's an excellent stone for the mind. Sodalite eliminates mental confusion and intellectual bondage. It encourages rational thought, objectivity, truth, and intuitive perception, together with the verbalization of feelings. It calms the mind. It allows new information to be received. Sodalite stimulates and releases of old mental conditioning and rigid mindsets, creating space to put new insights in practice. It's good for emotional balance, calms panic attacks. So if you're one to get panic attacks quite often, this is a good crystal to have. It transforms defensive and oversensitive personality, releasing core fears, phobias, guilt, and control mechanisms that you hold back from being who you truly are. Enhances self-esteem, self-acceptance, and self-trust. It's one of the stones that bring shadow qualities up to the surface to be accepted without being judged. Place as appropriate or wear for long periods of time. I carry a piece of sodalite with me every day. It's one, I mean, I resonate with all of my crystals, but this is one that I do carry with me every day. I have about 3 or 4 that I carry regular with me, and then the rest, I kind of interchange them, and, you know, I follow my intuition of what I feel like I need for that day. If you are one that is trying to really strengthen your intuition, and enhance it more, you know, strengthen it, and help you work with your intuition and like understand your intuition, this is a really good crystal to use and to work with. Carry it with you every day. You know, carry that chunk with you every day. Same thing with anxiety or panic attacks. If you're one to have you know, panic attacks and anxiety, you know, so you would carry you know, you would carry a piece of sodalite with, you know, a piece of amethyst and a piece of rose quartz, and always a piece of clear quartz. Clear quartz, it enhances all of the properties of every other stone that you're carrying, you know. So it's like a mother crystal, you know, it gives it that extra oomph, you know. So I mean, if you're someone who suffers from, you know, anxiety and depression and panic attacks and stuff like that, you know, rose quartz, piece of sodalite, piece of amethyst, piece of rose quartz, piece of citrine, a piece of clear quartz, and that's your magic team right there, you know. And it'll help you through the day. I've gifted my best friend Angel with different crystals to help her with her anxiety and things like that. And I always, in the morning, because we carpool, she picks me up, I always text her, good morning, beautiful. You know, make sure you have your crystals with you today. And she actually feels the difference when she doesn't carry them. You know, so if her anxiety is at a really high level, I'll look at her and be like, hey, did you load her up? And she knows exactly what that means, which means like, do you have your amethyst with you? Do you have your rose quartz with you? Do you have your clear quartz with you? And she'll be like, oh, shit. She's like, no, I forgot them. They're sitting beside my bed. And I always have extra, you know, and I'll give it to her. You know, I'd be like, hey, here, You use it for the day. I'm good. You know, and she'll give it back to me at the end of the day, at the end of her shift, and it helps her, and she can actually feel her anxiety dissipate, you know. Alrighty, so our last crystal, I have it here, which was our spirit quartz. So spirit quartz is good for psychic abilities, dreams, communication, protection, working with your past lives, cleansing, abundance, trauma. If you have any trauma, this is a really good crystal to have with you, to carry with you, to help you get over those traumas. Communication with higher realms, communication with your guides. So if you're trying to get a hold of and connect with your spirit guides, obviously it's called the spirit quartz, right? This is a really good crystal to use. It's a good energy transfer. If you're into doing lucid dreaming, sorry, I just had a little pop up here. This is a really good crystal to work with for lucid dreaming, spiritual awakening. You know, if you're really trying to reach that level of like your, you know, spiritual awakening, you know, that aha kind of moment, this is a really good crystal to really work with you. It's planets, sorry, I'm just reading a little note here. So this stone, this crystal, like, it's here to push you into a growth cycle that knows no boundaries. So if you're going to be working with this crystal, you strap them boots on, because you're going for the long haul. Like, you're going to be working with everything. They can easily release bad vibrations when we allow ourselves to connect to a spirit's quartz and its protective energies. It's a ethereal shield is naturally placed around you, being as a defensive mechanism to help you heal. Help heal you during times of dire growth. There is no need to interpret your own developmental process, as this will take away the time and energy needed for yourself. It's just, this crystal, it does so much. It can help link us to this otherworldly aspect, which contains the past, present, and future all at once. Like, you work with this crystal, it's going to take you through it all. It's going to take you through everything. When I do my lucid dreaming, when I'm trying to work more heavily with my spirit guides and connect with them, I work with this crystal quite frequently, especially when I'm doing any type of divination work. If I'm doing any kind of scrying work, I will have this here, because I find it helps me, and it brings me there, which is why, like, I have it, like, this big chunk is actually right here, right by where my head is to sleep, so to speak. It's an amazing crystal, but if you're going to work with this crystal, just be prepared to work with it, because, like, it has no boundaries. Like, it's going to take you through it. And you know, it's going to push you through everything. You know, it's a really, really good crystal. So that is the little crystal haul for today. Well, not haul, but I guess crystal talk for today. I don't know how some people are able, you know, to do their videos of their crystal talk in like, you know, a half an hour. I like to try and personalize each crystal with my personal experiences working with them, just so that, you know, you guys can actually see that, you know, I'm not just sitting here and saying, you know, amethyst is for this, and clear quartz is for this, and you know, sodalite is for this. I actually want you guys to see that, to see how these crystals really work with people. And, you know, if you kind of put that, you know, shield down, and you put that expectation down, and you just be with the energies of the crystals, and once you really get in tune with your energies and things like that, you let the crystals in, and you let them work with you. Each crystal I've had the pleasure of working with, and I haven't worked with every single crystal that's in my collection. I have worked with quite a few of them, but not every single one. I mean, there's only a few that I haven't, and it's just, I don't, like, I'm still learning about those ones and where they would kind of fit in with my work. But the ones that I have worked with, you know, I want to give you guys, you know, the personal, in-depth work that it has helped me with, you know, from, you know, the ones that we talked about in our first session, you know, our first series, and this is our second series, you know, and I've worked, you know, with all of these, and, you know, which is why, like, I want to attach that personal connection to each of these crystal, you know, as I talk about them. And I don't know, for me, I think it's important. Like, I've watched other videos of people talking about crystals, and, you know, it's such a short, it's literally just like an information, you know, which is fine. But for me, you know, my channel is about learning and being personal, and, you know, being open about my journey on my path, and my connections, you know, to things, you know. So especially if you're new, and you're new to my channel, and you're new to this path, and you watch and you see, you know, if you're going through, like, or you went through a similar, you know, situation or whatever, you'd be like, oh my God, okay, so she worked with that crystal, and that stone, and it really helped, you know what I mean? So you have that personal attachment to it. And I don't know, for me, it's important, it's important. And that's why I really wanted to attach, you know, my personal experiences with each of the crystals, working with them. And I remember mentioning it to each of my daughters, and I said, you know, I don't know how people are able to keep their videos so short. And I mean, I like to talk, so that's a given. But I was like, you know, there's just so much information, and I don't want to just, you know, give the information of what the crystal is and not talk about the work that I've done with it. And my daughters are like, Mom, it's fine. Actually, we would rather watch an informative and personal, you know, video of crystals where people give their personal experiences working with them, as opposed watching a video of where it's like, yeah, this is aventurine, and these are the qualities for the aventurine, and yeah, so next crystal, this is amethyst, and this is the property for amethyst, and this is clear quartz. You know, they're like, we would actually prefer to watch a video where they're like, yeah, so this is an amethyst, and this is what it helped me with and helped me through, and it's more personal, and people tend to resonate more with a personal aspect and a personal touch to it. So my channel, that's what I'm trying to do. So yeah, I will let you guys know in advance again, if I can, of when I'll be doing a third series with another set of crystals. Hopefully my wrist isn't bothering me as much, so I can actually kind of write everything down, so then I have everything in front of me pretty much. I apologize if it kind of seemed like it was I don't know, like, you know, because I had to have my book and read my book, but I just wanted to make sure that I had all the information there. And because I didn't have everything written out, I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss anything for the properties of them, which is why I was getting more of the information from the books. So, but I promise for the next video, I will have everything written out, so that way it's in front of me. And yeah, again, I always do this. I apologize for the video being longer, but it is what it is. So if you like my channel, hit the like and the subscribe button down below. And don't forget to hit the notification button, so that way every time I upload a video, you'll be notified that I've uploaded a new video. I am waiting for 2 subscription boxes. As I said earlier, hopefully they should be here. I'm hoping next week will be the Witch Casket subscription, which is from the UK. So keep an eye out for that unboxing video, and then probably within the next 2 weeks, I'm hoping 2.5 weeks, it's hard to know with COVID, our new subscription box, the Intentional Witch, hopefully should be here, which would be a March box, I believe is what she told me, because I met the cutoff date. So I ordered the box before their cutoff date. So we'll have those 2 subscription boxes. I'm excited. Yeah, if you like my channel, if you guys have any questions, or if there's a crystal or a stone that you have that you want me to gather more information about, to possibly talk about, or if you have any personal experiences working with any of the crystals that we talked about tonight, or any crystal in general, feel free, put it in the comments down below. Again, guys, only positive feedback, only positive comments. I apologize in advance if I may have mispronounced any of the crystals wrong. You know, it's not a reason to be disrespectful if somebody is pronouncing something wrong. I have a few YouTube followers that I follow, and one of them actually ended up going through that. And I just, you know, there's so much going on in the world right now. We don't need to be attacking each other at all. You know, we need to be, you know, helping and guiding each other. You know, I am always open to be like, hey, just to let you know, this is another quality that crystal can offer, or whatever. You know, just be positive and be respectful about it when you're putting it in the comments down below. As I've said before, my son is quite frequently on my channel with me. and my son and my younger daughter follow me as well. And, you know, my son sees the comments, and that's not something I want him to see. I don't want him seeing somebody being disrespectful on my channel for it. I apologize, guys. That's somebody yelling outside. I'm not sure what that was all about, but okay. You can tell the warm weather is coming because everybody's outside now. But yeah, hit the like button, subscribe, and notification button. And I will see you guys hopefully soon with an unboxing video. Love, light, and magic. Stay safe, guys. Blessed be. Love y'all.